A scientific team that discovered deposits of naturally occurring asbestos over a vast area of southern Nevada say the exposure could be even greater than we might imagine.
In addition to the natural asbestos fields near Henderson and Boulder City, there's a chance Las Vegas residents have asbestos material in their own yards. The I-team sampled landscaping material from all over the valley and sent it to a lab for testing. George Knapp tells us what they found.
From a bird's eye view, the rugged McCullough Mountains tower over the El Dorado Valley, a natural barrier between Henderson and Boulder City. Scientists who've done extensive sampling of rocks from the McCulloughs say these mountains are loaded with natural asbestos.
They were all positive, and this whole mountain here is made out of the right kind of rock to have the amphibole asbestos.
Geologist Dr. Brenda Buck says that over the centuries, erosion has caused the asbestos at the top to cascade downhill into the valley. Tests confirm it's in the dust that blows across the playa, the same place where well-connected landowners and Henderson city officials hope to build homes. But also of interest to the geologists, a string of large sand and gravel pits at the base of the mountains. They've been operating for decades, supplying landscaping and building materials to public and private projects throughout southern Nevada. 2 of the pits are still active, and every day trucks filled with material from those pits rumble down local roadways with dust and sand spewing out behind them. Is there asbestos in the pits?
It should have it. I have not tested it, but it's in the right place, and it's very likely that it would have it in it.
Wow, this is incredibly fibrous inside.
Nevada has no laws or standards regarding asbestos because until Buck and her partner Dr. Rod Metcalf made discoveries a few years ago, no one thought it could be found in geology like ours. The gravel pits are not required to test for asbestos before they sell a load of material. A national association representing the rock and gravel industry makes this recommendation to any company wondering about asbestos in its product. If a federal agency hasn't asked, don't test. The I-team initiated a sampling program of our own. We collected random samples of landscaping material from all over the valley, including samples from stores which sell rock and gravel for home use. We assigned each sample a number. Then we asked the UNLV team to take a look through their microscope and give us their opinion.
Oh my God, you can actually see fibers. Did you see?
Of the 10 samples we collected randomly, they identified 4 they considered most likely to have asbestos. We sent those samples to Asbestos TEM labs in Berkeley, California. 3 of the 4 showed notable results.
We found asbestos, actinolite, that has been observed previously out in Boulder City, and a little bit on one of the samples and then quite a bit on the last sample that you submitted.
The sample with the highest concentration of fibrous asbestos was number 10, a rock we picked up in the field outside King Elementary School in Boulder City. Another sample which had asbestos, number 7, a rock we obtained from a leading garden supply store. A third sample, number 9A, was a major surprise to the lab. It's a fibrous mineral called hollandite, one of 400 or so asbestos-like minerals not regulated by law. It was obtained from landscaping outside an office building in downtown Las Vegas. Under a microscope, it looks something like a chia pet.
This is definitely a very fibrous mineral. Who knows whether it's hazardous or not.
The percentage of asbestos in the samples we tested was low. It's similar to what NDOT's study found. The rocks in the path of the I-11 bypass had concentrations of asbestos ranging from 0 to 6%, which may not sound like much, but scientists have confirmed that a low percentage in the ground can still produce dust that's dangerous.
The concentration in the soil is, there's just not a linear relationship. And so you could have a soil with absolutely very low levels, or even where it tests out as non-detect for asbestos, and still when you do activities with that soil, it can generate dust that's hazardous.
George Knapp, 8 News Now.
If you have asbestos in any of your landscaping, it's not necessarily dangerous so long as you limit your exposure. We have advice from Clark County Air Quality in links from our website, lasvegasnow.com. Look under the tab entitled Links we mentioned on air. Also, state health officials who declined to meet with the UNLV research team have now changed their minds. They will have a face-to-face in August, and they've also rescinded their ban against one team member from ever using the Nevada Cancer Registry for research. The I-team will have more on that in future reports.